Hey guys, welcome to day 75 part 2, and tonight we are going to be looking at HISM, which is hierarchical instance static meshes. Okay, because although our system is working, it isn't doing exactly what we require. Okay, so we're going to have to take a few steps to get this right. Now, the problem is that although we are making instance static meshes in our level, we should be creating them all off of one hierarchical static mesh. Okay? So, with that in mind, there's a couple of things that I want to do. Now, we are going to load up our test map to test this. In fact, no, we're not. Right? What we're going to do is, this has all got to do with map loading and all the rest of it. Okay, now if we want to fully optimize this, we may need to go to another way of doing it, but what I want to see first is for our map I actually want to see when the blueprint for the level fires. If it fires straight away, or if it fires once the level is actually loaded. Okay, and that is the important part here. So, we're going to load this map up, and we're going to find out pretty quickly if this actually loads or not. Then we can move on to when we need to fire up the hierarchical static meshes, and then we need to decide when to apply it. Okay, so we're in this level and I want to open the blueprint for this level. Now I'm not, ooh, interesting. Wow, I was not expecting that, I can tell you that. Right, but it's okay. What we're going to do is we're going to add a breakpoint. And I want to know when this level actually fires this begin play. Is it when you press the start? Is it on start? Or is it on when it's basically ready to go? Now we're going to run it in the selected viewport. Hopefully. Okay. And then what we're going to have to do is create our hierarchical static meshes. Okay. We may have to do some testing on this, and we may need to need a new project. Okay. I'm going to resume this, and it appears that it's when everything is loaded. Right? It looks to me like when everything is loaded. Now what I want to see here is stat FPS, and that's horrific. Now here's the point, okay? What we want to do is we want to get all actors of class. Okay. Then we want to say static. Okay. We're going to say static mesh actor. Now, there's another thing I want to check here, right? Hey, Quit Abandoned, how you doing? You don't need to apologise for anything. Right? Now, the first thing we want to do is do a print string. Okay. And we're going to bang this up for 10 seconds. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do for each. I'm doing good. I've got something to get my teeth into. So we're going to get our teeth into it basically. Right. So we're going to say static mesh component. Okay. And then we're going to say static mesh. Okay, and then we're going to get a display name. Okay. And then we're going to print the string. Okay. Good. Play an editor. Okay. What does HISM mean? Hierarchical Instanced Static Mesh. Okay. Blueprint compile error. We're going to stop this. Now, what I'm guessing is that this is failing, which is fine, because this is a bit weird anyway. We're going to dismiss that, then we're going to press play again. It's basically a class, right? But what I want to know is how many static meshes we actually have. Okay, we've got an absolute crap ton, which is cool, right? But what we really want to know at this point, after knowing that this is now running, is we want to do a length and remove that, then this will go straight in here, right? If I can actually draw a straight line, right? And then this is going to go in here, We want to know how many actual static meshes there are that we're going to be replacing when we do our hierarchical static mesh, because our instance ones are okay, but that's actually not what we're going to do. So we're going to save that, right? And we're going to press play again. You okay? So give me 1 second. Oh, we've got an answer. And the answer is 1878. Okay, back in a second. Okay. Right. So we have 1,800. What was it? 1,878. And we really need to take a look at our FPS and stuff. And our draw count. Now remember, we are in our D drive version. Snow in Thailand. I suppose, yeah. Where's my number? Where's my number? Did I miss that? Hey Disney, how you doing? I'm doing well. I've got something to get my teeth into, so that's what we're doing. We're getting our teeth into it. We want a number here. Right, we're going to disable that breakpoint. Resume. 1878, right? Oh, you're in Iowa. Okay, well, that would explain it. Right, so we want to do stat FPS, and we just switched it off because I'm an idiot. Okay, let's not actually worry too much about that. Right, what we really want to know is, right, this is taking a chance here. What we want to do is, in this blueprint, right, in fact, it's not going to create. Okay, so apparently we can't do it in here, right? So we're going to have to go into main BPs for this one. Right, and we're going to create a blueprint class actor, and we're going to say BP HISM. Okay, and in here we're going to create a hierarchy. Right, here's the difference, right? A hierarchical instance static mesh is not as performative as an instance static mesh, right? But the hierarchical can do levely details, LODs, okay? So just an instant static mesh cannot deal with LODs, whereas the hierarchical one can. So it loses a little bit of performance, but you gain back on LOD. Right. So we're going to rename this to HISM. And we are going to have to do this, and we probably are going to have to do a little bit of this. Now, bear with me, guys. Okay. That just gives us a number. Okay, so we're going to have to do a bit of referencing to another page. Right. Okay. So okay. Right, so with this, we add instance this. Now, we don't actually do this. Okay. What we need to actually do here is get our meshes. Okay. Now, I did have somewhere the right. Right, so I'm hoping to find a bit of code that just gives me the basics of what we do here, and then I can work on it from there. Right, now I know how to do the instance one, but I'm not 100% sure on the other one. Okay, I'm just trying to find a basic blueprint so I can then work it out. I did have one earlier, but I went and closed it down. Right. Okay, whatever. You can never find the same thing again. Right, here's something that we might be able to use. Right. Well, that's rather unfortunate. I've got a blueprint up here, but I can't see it. Right, we don't need to do a random transform or that. Right. So we have our we have a bit of this, but unfortunately it is not blooming big enough. Right, so I cannot see how this is doing anything, so that's no good to us. Okay, so I need to find something that's more creating HISM UE4. Now there's lots of videos, but I don't want to watch a video. Is that the same one? Yep. You end up looking at the same ones. And we do have a performance test, but let's see if we get We've got an image here, but unfortunately it is tiny. Right, let's see if we can actually blow this up to a size that we can actually see. Right. Okay. So if we zoom, and it's now too blurry. Now, he's not got yep. Right, okay. Okay, so this gives me an idea. Okay, so we delete this and we say add that. Okay. So what we're going to do is, for each different mesh, static mesh, in our level, right, we're going to create a hierarchical instance static mesh component, and then we're going to add to it, right? We're going to go back to here, and add oh no, we're not going to do that. Do we create? Apparently not. Add instance. Well, that's not it either. We're going to do that, except we're not, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to get all actors of class. Okay. Then in here we're going to get static mesh names. Okay. And this is going to be string, and it's going to be an array. Right. Then we're going to do for each Okay. Then we're going to get this, and then we're going to go say add unique. Okay. Then off of here, we're going to say mesh component where's the get? Get component. Ah, wait a minute. It's because I haven't filled this in. Static mesh actor. Right, compile that for now. Static mesh component. What's going on? We're going to say get. Okay, I'm going to have to do this again. Right. For each okay. So we get static mesh component, and we do as we did before. Oh, and I've covered up your chat. Have any books that I like? It's kind of like movies. I like them when I read them, but I don't think about it after them and like think that's my favourite book, I'm going to read it again. The only thing I ever do is like, I have got a Kindle, but I usually just put on an audiobook in the background. So we'll get the static mesh name. Right, and then we get display name. Okay. Then what we'll do is, this is not, no, there is nothing that even in the slightest bit interests me. I've not watched TV for about 20 years. It's all utter garbage. So we're going to add a custom event, and we're going to say, let's call it create HISM. Okay, so when the level has been created and everything is loaded, then we shall create the instance meshes. Okay, now this might change. This is basically for testing purposes, so that we can have a look at this. Okay. And this is going to be in a sequence. Okay, and we're going to have to drop it into our level. right? So when we go to our level, right, so when this is complete, we don't do this anymore. Right, we might actually save that for later, so we'll just disconnect that. Then we'll move it up here, out the way of it. But what we'll do is we'll say get actor of class, and we'll say BP HISM. So we're going to go to there and then create HISMs. Okay. And then it's a tool. That's all it is. All of these things are just tools that we create for specific jobs. But in the case of AI, the unfortunate thing about it is that it might be pretty dangerous. And I've also already seen cases where the likes of Chat GPT isn't really AI at all, right? Because it has been made and pushed in a certain direction by the programmers, right? So sadly, it's not really an AI at all. Now, this has nothing in it for some reason. Don't know why, but it doesn't. So, oh yeah, I know why. If one remembers correctly, if the cast fails, we also need to go to there, right? So AI, etc., etc., they're all just tools. And the problem with AI is it's not really AI unless it is totally neutral, which sadly it appears none of them are, right? Which completely defeats the purpose. Okay? It's kind of as simple as that, really. Now, it's very interesting. We've got 178. Okay? So, that's good. Okay? And now that we have our instances, we just need to go through our data table to create these. And the unfortunate thing is that this data table wasn't really intended for this purpose, right? But we may need to use it anyway. So, point of the matter is we need to create so we're going to do this as a sequence. Now the interesting thing here is what I've seen before is the people usually put the data in an array, right? Now we're going to not do that. For the purposes, or at least for our purpose, we're not going to do that, right? What we're going to do is go through this list, match it to our data table, right? And then add the instances. And then delete remove the real world, in quotes, version of it. Okay, now how we do that I'm not 100% sure, but we're going to try, right? And I still probably need hierarchical instanced static mesh. Right, I still need a basic thing here to give me an idea of I just want a basic blueprint, right, to point me in the right direction. Once I get a basic blueprint to point me in the direction, then we'll be off and running. So I think this is it here, right? But it's not quite right. So how do we add? As I said, I'm not 100% sure. And that's just basic C++. Right, and we keep ending up back at the same stuff. Oh, I can't find this now. Right, this is annoying me. I can't find the sodden basic. Oh, this is blooming annoying. Hi, Seb4X. Sorry, I'm just looking for a basic outline of how we add to our hierarchical instance static mesh, but I had one earlier, but I seem to have lost it and I can't find it again, and it's really annoying the crap out of me. And now I've actually now I've actually deleted the wrong thing. Right, we now have this is doing my nut in. Right, I think I might have found it. Right, okay, here we go. We've got it. So what you do is, as I thought, we delete that. Right. Now, what we do here is we set the static mesh okay, and then we add instance. Wait a minute. we add instance in local world space. Okay. Actually, we don't do that at all. Right. We do this as a for each loop. Okay. I knew this was going to be a fairly difficult thing to do. Hi, Cassadell Gaming. We're doing something rather complicated. Right, so what we do here is this. Okay. And then what we do is we loop through our static mesh names. Okay. Right. And right, we're going to be looping through these. So that's going to be a for each loop. Right, we're going to be doing this in a minute. And we're going to be setting our static mesh in here in a second. Right. So when we do this, we're only going to be doing this once. We're only going to be doing this part once. Okay. So next thing we're going to do is get our data table. Get data table row names. In fact, you know what? I am tempted. I am very, very tempted. Okay, we can do better and make this a bit faster, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to say I'm going to delete this and we're going to change this to struct mesh replace, right? Right, so what we're going to do is, if we find a static mesh and it's in the data table, we're going to add it to our array. Okay, so we only do this, we're only going to have to do this once. Right? So we've got that. We're not going to do that. We're going to grab this. Now we do have to there's no way around this, right? We're going to have to get data table rows. Right? Now we could actually do this row name thing if we're smart about it, okay? But for the moment we're going to have to basically go around the houses to do it, but that's not the point at the moment. The point is to get this working so that we're actually using instance meshes and everything loads a heck of a lot faster. Well, not loads faster, but performs at a reasonable speed. So get data table row names. Okay, and we're going to break this for a minute, and this is going to be a for each. Is it going to be? Yeah, it's going to be a for each with break, right? No, it's not. Delete that. This is going to be a for each. As I said, I'm not bothered about this being right. So these two are going to basically be on mesh replace, right? So we'll do that. Okay. Now, if you're enjoying the stream, guys, hit like and subscribe. I'm going to go and grab a quick cigarette. Hi, Red Mellow, how you doing? Hi, Vondale. Damn it. I'm just about to grab a cigarette, guys, so don't go anywhere. I shall be back in a couple of minutes. Check out the description. Hit like and subscribe first. Check out the description for links to the game's Discord, my personal Discord, Patreon, and my previous game on Steam. I'll be seriously back in about 4 minutes. I won't be long. Don't go anywhere. Okay guys, we're back. Right, let's get on with this. It's a very interesting topic, this one, the HISM, and if we can get it working or not. Okay. Now, what we need to do here is do once. Actually, probably not. We need to do this. Oh yeah, we were doing this, weren't we? Got sidetracked. So, we basically grab this. We break the struct. Okay. Nen. Hi there, Beacon of Two. Hello there, Dead Channel as well. Hello. Nice to see you guys if you're still in the chat. Usually people, they don't really hang around too much, but hey ho, that's their choice. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to check this against this, and then we're going to branch. As I said, we can do some optimization of this later, or we might actually do this. We're going to probably be doing this process, but we might do it in a completely different way once we know that we've got it working. And we're going to grab our array, right? And we're basically going to say add unique. Well, Beacon of Two, you're welcome to join us for a little while. Always nice to have people in the chat, even if you can't talk, even if you're lurking around. It's absolutely fine with me. Right, and if that is the case and we're adding our unique, then we are adding our item. Okay, so this is going to give us 178 items. And the next thing we're going to do, which I got sidetracked and started doing, but we're not actually going to do that, is we're going to do another sequence. Right, and this first part of the sequence, right, we're only going to do it once, right, but we are going to reset it once we've added all our instances. Okay. So, this is going to get fun. So, we're now doing this. Okay. Now, well, we don't want the guy getting into trouble. So, if he has to work, he has to work. You know what I'm saying? Now, the funny thing is here now, we need this to loop. Right? So, we're going to loop. And remember, this is only going to find instances where we have something to actually place there. Okay. So if there is a static mesh that isn't in, we have not created an instance for, then it's not going to be in this array. Okay. So we're going to do that. Okay. And actually, funnily enough, we're going to have to loop round again, right? Because we are basically going to have to find each of our meshes and get the world transform for it. Okay. So we're going to do this part once. And that's fine. Okay. Now, for our second part of the sequence, we're going to have to get all actors of class again. And it's going to have to be our static mesh actors. Right? Then we're going to have to do a for each loop. Okay. And then we're going to have to break this. And then we're going to have to do this again. Okay, now I'm not saying this is the most efficient way of doing it at the moment, but we're not really bothered too much about efficiency. Alright, let me get back on the chat here so that I can see what you're saying. Right, just for this while, I'm going to find something to make me awake so I can finish up my work for now until going to the company again. Okay, Beacony 2, what part of the world are you in? Because that doesn't kind of match up with where I am, and probably a lot of people. Right, so we're going to basically say equals again. Right. Next we get a branch. Right. This is going to end up over here. Right, so if this equals this, right, then we get the actor transform. Right. plug it in here. And that goes there. Now, what we have to do here is get the actual mesh. Oh, that's not too good. We don't actually have the mesh. Bollocks. Right, give me a second guys, just going to grab my coffee out of the microwave, it'll be 2 seconds. Okay guys, we're back. Sorry for that little interruption. So you're a geologist. That's interesting. Right, so we need a mesh. And we don't have a mesh. That is a bit of a disaster. Because I'm going to have to change this data table to have the actual mesh. We've got the static mesh name, but we don't have the actual static mesh. Oh god. Which means that I need to actually fill in 200 goddamn static meshes. Well. Nobody ever said this was going to be easy. I suppose. I guess we're just going to have to do it. Now, this shouldn't be that. This might actually be easier than I think. Right. Because if I am right, and I'll do some of this off stream, if I am right, all I need to do is copy this and paste it in there, and that gives me the mesh. Okay, so basically it's not as bad as first feared, but it's still going to be a bit of a pain in the neck. And that's a problem, you see, because there's two of them. Game models, customizable rocks, static mesh. That's that one. Nice to have you by, Beacony 2. Be nice to see you again if you can make it back, but if you don't, we'll understand. Remember to hit that like and subscribe to get notifications. Right, copy that, paste that, select it, save that for now. I'll just do a few of these. Well, thank you, Beacon. Well, every little helps, you know. Ah, we need to do that again. Right, we're going for that one. Copy that. Paste that in here. Save that. Right. Okay, so we've done a few, right? Not that many, but I can do that offline. It's not going to be very good viewing for you guys to see me cutting, basically copying and pasting 400 times, right? But now, what we should be able to do is you can now see that we've got our static mesh, right? And that should go in there, up the top right there. Okay. We'll tidy this up as well later, once we're happy with the way it's working. Okay. Now, on completion, we actually reset this. Okay. And after we do this, we actually get this actor here, and basically we remove it. Right, so we basically say destroy self, destroy actor, it's not a destroy self, it's a destroy actor. Okay, so what we'll do, well, that's a shame, and then sorry to hear that. Grab this here, drag this down. Don't know why I'm tidying this up. I'm just always tidying these things up. So in theory, Well, there's not an awful lot we can do otherwise, mate. All we can do is sympathise. Right. So what I'm interested in here now is if I've done this right, I'm going to save it, right? Then I'm going to do a save all, right? If we look at our world, right? Our actual problem here is that what we want to actually see here is if it destroys any actors, right? So, moment of truth, I suppose. So what was your job before then? Okay, so there was a problem there. Let's run that again. I dismissed that too quick. Or did I hit the break point and that was the problem? Oh, what's this? Okay. Right. Well, let's see where the problem is here. We know this part's okay. Okay, so hopefully this will break before it crashes. Well, maybe not. So, in theory, it's got to be this part then. Now, this wasn't crashing before. And I really haven't changed that top part. It's sequence. No, I had Pasoli. Right, there's something wrong with this. That's weird. It's it's like a soup, but it's got like pork. What the heck? And oh, can't remember what the little white things are called. It's got like pork and some, I don't know what it is actually, to be honest. Right, so there's something weird going on here. Right. Because this was actually working fine. And now it's not. Right, so it gets to there. Right, so now we can debug it. Step over. Step over. We've got a static mesh actor. Right, we've got a not in scope. Right, that's fine. Right. Add a breakpoint there. Right, now we know it's going to do that 178 times, right? That is bizarre. I'm going to delete that. Right, let's see if that works on its own, right? Right, there's something really weird going on here. Now I'm on. Right, I'm going to do that because that's the only thing I can see being wrong. Don't get you quit abandoned. Don't know what you're talking about, bud. What the heck? I don't understand this. Get to a table row. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to have to refresh this. No, there's only one error. The rest are things that I know about. Right, these are all because these are actually not. These are redundant blueprints. So where you see BP fire, that is redundant, and where you see BP base monster, that's because there's no event manager. Right? So there's actually zero errors. It's just things that I know about. Right, so let's replace this code. I think it's because I changed the data structure. In fact, you know what I could do here, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to refresh all nodes, and then I'm going to compile, and then I'm going to save all, right? Because sometimes when you change a structure, it gets a little bit unhappy, and you need to do that. Right, what? What is going on here? I don't understand what's going on. This was working perfectly fine before. Right, I'm going to delete this. I'm going to break this. Then we're going to go in here. This is bizarre. Right, I'm going to cut this. I'm going to compile it. And then if the worst comes to the worst, I'll basically recreate that. Right, this is absolutely bizarre. Right, I'm going to paste this back in because we know it's nothing to do with that. I'm going to do that. Now, okay. I'm going to put this back, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into here. And this is complete bollocks now. That's bollocks. That's the problem, I think. Should have looked at that earlier. Oh no, that was right. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Apparently I can't undo that then. Get actor of class. Right. This definitely does go in here. And that goes there. We get that. Then we do that and that. right, we'll add a breakpoint here, right, add a breakpoint, compile that, okay. Yeah, good night, caught abandoned, catch you later mate. I'm going to call it shortly anyway. Okay. So we step into, then resume. I don't get it mate, I don't get it. What is going on with this? Right. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to compile that. And I think I'm going to call it there, guys. I've got a bit of sorting out to do here. So I'm going to work on that. If you enjoyed the stream, hit like and subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow at 2 PM Central. And thank you guys for watching. Check the description for links to the game's Discord, my personal Discord, plus Patreon and my previous game on Steam. So thank you guys for watching once again. Always appreciate it. Bye bye for now.